Minutes past the hour, and we went from young to ancient. Coach Earl Lewis joins us this morning. Coach, good morning to you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Unfortunately, you're right about the ancient part.
Some big events taking place during the holiday season, including Christmas with Friends, a benefit concert coming here to town before long.
Right. This coming Monday night. And we were really looking forward to it and hoping for a big crowd. This is a really talented group of people, and they were going to do the program in Wetumpka and in Ellick City anyway, and they volunteered to come here.
So
and,
Ellick City's tonight?
Tonight,
okay.
Yes.
We got a lot of viewers down there, so.
Well, if they are interested in going and don't already know about it, it's at the junior college in the big auditorium there at the junior college on campus.
Yeah,
and it'll be at 6:30 tonight down there.
So in Sylacauga, it's going to be the 19th, 6:30, Sylacauga's First Baptist Church. And tell us a little bit about what the fundraiser's for.
Well, every bit of the proceeds are going here in Sylacauga to the Care House. They went to a charitable organization last Monday night in Wetumpka, the proceeds did, and then tonight they'll go to a charity in Alexander City, and then Monday night to the Care House here. And it's a big boost to us, and I'm sure it is to those other people, and we're really hoping for a good turnout. It's going to be great entertainment and a chance to help the needy people in Sylacauga at the same time.
6:30 on the 19th, benefiting the Care House of Sylacauga. Now, I know you've been doing the fruit basket giveaways or Christmas basket giveaways. How's that going?
It's we'll finish it up today, and we will have given out a little over 250, probably 255 today when we shut down. Now, we'll probably have a few stragglers after that, but that's been the part that's on schedule. And
so why do you do that?
Why do we do that? Well, because we want to help people, I guess. That's the bottom line of it. And unfortunately, all of your viewers may not know this, but there are a lot of homeless people in Sylacauga and a lot of people that are not homeless but in need, and we're trying to help feed the hungry folks.
So how do people get involved with the Care House?
As
supporters?
Well, we've got some 20-odd churches in town that help support the Care House, and all of them do a little bit financially. They bring food occasionally, and especially before Christmas time, we ask each church, we assign each church and each organization, school organization as such, a specific item, and they bring it, and that's where we get the majority of our food. And we buy some of it, and I don't know, put a plug in, Piggly Wiggly has been real kind to us this year. They've helped us a lot on the gathering of food, giving us discounts on things and so forth. Sammy Kelly, the manager over there, who I happen to have coached in high school at Sylacauga High, is the manager over there now, and he's doing a great job apparently running that store, and he's been a big help to us.
Yeah, Care House is not a new kid on the block either, is it?
Been around since 1986.
Yeah.
It started in a little white house next door to the Presbyterian Church. It's not there anymore, and a Methodist minister, Rutledge Landers, was mainly responsible for getting it started. Then he brought people like, you might recall some names, Maxie Veazey was very involved in the Care House at one time, and a lot of people remember her and a lot of other folks down the line.
So Christmas with Friends, a benefit concert featuring the Modulators and the Fireball Band.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fireballs, but this will be it'll be a typical Christmas service. It'll have some secular music, and it'll have some regular Christmas carols. And you may have noticed on your cheat sheet there's a gentleman named Wayne Cowhick, who's a minister down in the Ellick City area, and he's got a wonderful speaking voice, and he'll tell the Christmas story, and it'll be done right and be really good. I've heard him last year do it, and I'm going to hear him again tonight at Ellick City, and then again Monday night here.
So the Modulators, Steve is involved in this, and the Fireball Band, Robin's involved in that group.
Right. What it is, Jimmy, and a lot of people already know this, some don't. This is a group of young people. They're not so young anymore, actually, but they were young at one time. They were in school at ACJC when the community college was known as that. They were all in a music program down there with Mr. Ken Yates, who was the head of the music department and also the choir director at the First Methodist Church in Alexander City at that time. And they all sang together in several productions, some Broadway shows and some choir. And they just, a few years ago, they got back together and started doing some things. And Scott Blake is kind of the leader of the group. He's from Attic City, but he's pretty well known around here. He's in the banking or mortgage loan or something business. In fact, he sang at our hospital this past Monday night for the tree lighting. And he sings the national anthem at a lot of Auburn basketball.
Yeah, he was here a few weeks ago. He got a great voice.
Oh yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And most of the people nearly all the people in this group are professionals in one sense of the word. They've been paid as choir directors or whatever, and they're all well trained, and it's just an outstanding group.
And this is a labor of love from all these people.
Oh yeah, they're not getting one dime out of it. We did get some sponsorship to help with some of their expenses as far as they bought some new stools, like I'm kind of like the one I'm sitting on, except I'm about to slide off of it.
Don't do it.
But they bought that, and they bought a little addition or two to their sound equipment, and so, but other than that, no, and they are all driving. You know, they live in Wetumpka and Hope, Eclectic, and Dadeville, and Attic City, and Sylacauga, and I'm probably leaving Dadeville, I think, but they drive in and out to practice at Attic City and to put on these shows. So yes, it's a labor of love for them. They love singing for one thing, but they love doing things for people too.
Yeah. Tonight, Betty Carol Graham on the campus of CAC is 6:30, and that's to benefit the Meals on Wheels program. You folks down in Alexander City and Tallapoosa County will be a part of that. And here in Sylacauga, Sylacauga First Baptist on Monday night, benefiting the Care House Sylacauga, starts at 6:30. There's no charge for it, and what? Just going to take a free will love offering or something?
We're going to take up. We'll have some baskets or buckets at the doors as people go out to donate, and hopefully they'll be generous because it goes to a good cause. But the entertainment will be worth it too.
Okay. Hey, let's shift gears just a little bit, and I know we're talking about Christmas with Friends, a benefit concert, and we want to continue to talk about that. But there's a big public hearing here tonight in Sylacauga and the council chambers about something that you have a real heart for, a pool here in Sylacauga, among other things.
Yeah, and I probably, unfortunately, am not going to be able to be there because I promised these folks I'd be with them.
Well, there's probably some folks saying, I'm glad you're not going to be here.
You're probably right. They're probably, well, at least we won't have to listen to him. But, yeah, Jimmy, it is. The swimming pool has been a thorn in my side and some other people, too, a lot of other people.
It's almost unimaginable for nearly 4 years we had a pool.
Right, and we're going into a fourth without one. Yeah. It would be nearly... Even though the pool is repairable, in spite of what we've been told for several years now, it's holding water. It's got water in it as we sit here and talk, and it's been in there.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah, and it could be repaired. It would cost a little money, but it looks to me like the sensible thing would be to go ahead and fix that pool so our kids in this town would have a place to swim and learn to swim and have a swim team this year while they're planning that big project they've got that's going to be, if we ever get it.
It ain't going to be in our lifetime.
Be 3, 4 years, 5 years or something, yeah. I hope it'll be in our lifetime, but maybe not. But anyway, it's going to be a while. They're not going to build that in 2 days or 6 weeks or something. It's going to take a lot of planning, a lot of bidding out jobs, this, that,
Have you talked to the council about this yourself?
I haven't talked to them in person at a council meeting, but yes, I've talked to several of them. There are a couple of them that won't listen to me, but I've talked to some of them about it, and of course I've used my newspaper column to ballyhoo this whole thing for a long time, and it just, and Jimmy, you know as well as I do, because you're around town a lot like I am, the people want a swimming pool, and they want it as soon as possible. They don't want to wait 3 or 4 or 5 more years till they get it would be wonderful to have a nice recreation complex here. A lot of other towns our size have gotten ahead of us on that. But at this point in time, the sensible thing, fix that pool, let our kids swim, and work on that other major project while it's going on. And I just don't understand why they haven't already done that and why they don't do it now. And maybe they will. Maybe they'll decide tonight. I understand.
They spend a lot of money otherwise.
Oh yeah, there's no telling how much they spend on plans and experts to come in here to tell us what we already knew. and the other thing, you know, we've got people right here in town that can do a lot of the things that they've paid outsiders to do, and that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe there's a reason behind it that I don't see, but when you got a skilled architect right here down the street from us that can do all this stuff, and I think he is finally involved a little bit in this latest project. You know, we had a lady come in here from Mobile for several weeks and months that had a plan for a real elaborate swimming pool, which in my opinion was a little too elaborate for Sylacauga, because it was a 10-lane swimming pool, and probably 6 or 8 lanes is enough for us here to do a great job of a swimming program. But anyway, they paid her for a while. They paid this first one and then another to plan things, and we haven't dug a hole, we haven't laid a brick, we haven't poured in concrete. It's been going on for, as you said, going on 4 years.
Then we had the splash pad debacle that
right.
kind of went away, I guess.
Well, it should have. I mean, we might need a splash pad sometime in the future, but to do that in place of a swimming pool was just ridiculous. That's the only way I can describe it.
Now, the reason that Earl Lewis has such a heart for a pool goes back a long time.
Oh yeah, I worked at the old municipal pool on Wetumpka half of my life almost, not now, but half of my life at one time first as a lifeguard and later as a swimming instructor and lifeguard and the swim team coach, and then I worked for the recreation department for a few years full time before I went into coaching at the high school and was in charge of the pool and tennis courts, some other things. But yeah, the swimming pool is very important. I went there nearly every day when I was 9 and 10 years old and swam. And you know, it would never be like it used to be.
We had 2 pools at one time, right?
Well, we had 3.
Really?
We had Lake Louise, and we had the pool over in the project that the black folks were able to enjoy, and they didn't want to give up their pool either. But we built the one down by the high school, which served everybody, which was a good thing. But yeah, we had 3 pools, and they all were busy. You know, they weren't sitting there empty. They had kids in them and grown folks too.
You know, the older America are more prone now than I guess ever to try to extend their life and to be more physically fit, and swimming is a great way to do that.
Oh, it's as good an exercise as there is. And we had a group of ladies that went to the municipal pool, the one down by the high school, 3 or 4 days a week, and did just what you're saying. They did water aerobics, and they would be again. One of them finally built a pool in her backyard so they could do it at her house because she had given up on this. But yeah, there's so many things. You know, it can be used for rehab. It can be used for adult and young people too. Exercise, the swim team. Jimmy, we had 2 sessions of swim lessons at the old pool, and they did the same thing at the new municipal pool, where we'd have over 100 kids registered for a 2-week period, 2 times a day. Had 2 groups, and it'd be over 100 in each one of them. And those, I have people, pardon me, I have people every once in a while tell me how grateful they are that they had a chance to have swimming lessons here in Sylacauga when they were kids.
Wow.
And we need to do that again. You know, that's just something that should be done. And
I got grandkids, You know,
you
my
might
kids
forfeit-
are grown, but my grandkids, they're the age that could really use a pool as a tool for swimming and exercise and companionship with other kids.
Oh yeah, I started to say a while ago when I was growing up, and again, you can't go back to that exact way of doing things. But if you were looking for one of your friends in the afternoon and during the summer, if you went by the old municipal pool, you'd see them sooner or later.
Who's some of the lifeguards up there?
Well, the mayor, Jim Heigl, was one.
Wow.
A guy named Jim Hillier, an old friend of mine that was the football coach at UAB and coached at Auburn and some other places. And Jack Remsen. Let's say some of the younger ones, Bob Dennis. I don't know if you remember Bob or not. Randy Cox, Gene Ellison, and Crawford Drake both worked up there. Bill Carter. I saw Bill not long ago for the first time in a good while, and he was telling me that I didn't treat him right, that I let all the others work with the pretty girls and stuck him on the lifeguard chair all the time, wouldn't let him do anything. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun up there too. Tom Vivid lifeguarded some up there, and he came over from Walco area and swam at Lake Louise for a long time, but he came up to the
So times have changed,
Oh, yeah.
but the need for a pool is still the same.
Still the same. And it still would get the same results, maybe from a little different group of people or something, but we'd have people that, and you know, one of the other things we're leaving out a little bit, we're right here in the middle of several lakes where people are involved in water sports, skiing, swimming, whatever. And to not have anywhere where they're learning the proper way to swim and is not good.
Yeah.
We had all those junior and senior life-saving classes that I taught some of after I took it. I became a certified water safety instructor. Went to Brevard, North Carolina to a Red Cross Aquatic School. And we had some other people. In fact, Jim Heigl went up there one time too. And got his WSI, I believe I'm right. And
working at a funeral home, and I see this from time to time, drownings that take place in waterways, and a lot of the times people can't swim and they panic.
Right.
Learning to swim, being able to swim can save your life.
No doubt. And I've told the story, I may have told it to you, a young man by the name of Billy Field, who grew up here, called me about 3 summers ago one day, and I hadn't heard from him in years and years. He played football for us at the high school, but he said, "You saved my life the other day." And I said, "What in the world are you talking about? I hadn't seen you in years and years." And he had a boating accident in a big lake up in the Midwest somewhere that was about a mile wide. The boat sank, and he's left, and he's had heart trouble, and he panicked. And then all of a sudden, by the grace of God, I guess, it popped in his mind that he learned a technique right up here on Wetumpka Avenue in Sylacauga at the municipal pool that I just happened to be the instructor of, called drown proofing. And he used that technique and got himself out of that lake, and he was nice enough to call me.
It's a great story.
Great story. Great story.
Yeah. You know, we talked about coaches a few minutes ago, and we lost a great one. Coach Mike Leach from Mississippi State University passed away suddenly earlier in the week. And, you know, you knew some stories about him, but you're finding out more and more stories, right?
Oh, yeah. He was a unusual, eccentric, whatever. I don't know all the
They
adjectives
say that
to
about
use.
you sometimes. You know that, don't you?
No, they just say I'm crazy. Don't they? But yeah, Coach Leach was a character and a great innovator, as everybody said. You know, that air raid offense that he ran, and he scored points on everybody. I don't care how good they were on defense. He scored points on everybody everywhere he went. Washington State, Texas Tech, Mississippi State, and Kentucky before that. And he knew how to put the ball in the end zone, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. Hey, Christmas with Friends, a benefits concert coming to Alexander City tonight, and Sylacauga on Monday night, benefiting the Care House here in Sylacauga, and it's going to be at Sylacauga's First Baptist Church. Not a bad seat in the house there.
Not a bad seat. Now, it's going to be in the gymnasium.
Okay.
I should have.
Still not a bad seat.
No, there's not. They're going to have about 300 chairs set up and more available if we need them, and I hope we do.
Yeah, and no admission fee. They'll receive, give you an opportunity to give at the end of the concert, right?
Right.
And are you going to sing?
Not if they can help it. I might want to, but they won't let me.
Earl, what a pleasure it is to have you with us, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Same to you and your family, Jimmy Dale. I appreciate what you do here, and it's a privilege to be on your show.
All right. More Daybreak coming up in just a minute as we continue on this Thursday morning.